In this video, you'll learn some simple strategies to solve 5 classic fluid pressure problems, with each problem getting more difficult. A fluid of density rho is open to the atmosphere. A point is located at a depth h below the surface. Find the absolute pressure at that point. To find the absolute pressure at that point, we're going to use the hydrostatic pressure equation, which states that the absolute pressure is equal to the reference pressure plus rho gh. Our reference pressure or initial pressure, P naught, is at the surface of the water, and since it's open to the atmosphere, P naught is equal to atmospheric pressure. So applying our hydrostatic pressure equation, the absolute pressure is equal to the atmospheric pressure plus rho gh. So the big idea here is that as you go deeper vertically, as you go further down into the water, there's going to be an increase in pressure because there's more water, more fluids above you pushing you down. The next part of the question asks, what is the gauge pressure at that point? The gauge pressure is the pressure measured relative to the atmospheric pressure. It tells you how much higher or lower the pressure is compared to atmospheric pressure. So the gauge pressure here is rho gh. 2 points A and B are located at depths HA and HB in the same fluid of density rho. Assume that HB is greater than HA. Find the pressure difference PB minus PA. Also determine which point has greater pressure. We're going to apply the hydrostatic pressure equation to both points A and B. So we get PA is equal to the atmospheric pressure plus rho GHA, and PB is equal to atmospheric pressure plus rho GHB. Then we're going to subtract the two pressures. So we get PB minus PA is equal to the atmospheric pressure plus rho GHB minus the atmospheric pressure plus rho GHA. You'll notice that the atmospheric pressures cancel out, and that gives us PB minus PA is equal to rho G times HB minus HA. Since HB is greater than HA, this means that HB is deeper into the water than HA, so it's going to have more pressure. There's more pressure at point B than point A because point B is deeper than point A, and there's much more water above it, more fluid above it pushing down at point B than at point A. A container holds 2 layers of fluids with densities rho 1, top layer, and rho 2, bottom layer, with heights h1 and h2. Find the pressure at the bottom of the container. We're going to start at the top and work our way down. Starting at the top, our initial or reference pressure is equal to atmospheric pressure because the fluid is open to the atmosphere. As we move our way down, we're going to add the additional pressure from the fluid above. So moving through the first layer, our new pressure P1 is equal to atmospheric pressure plus rho 1 GH1. So notice that this layer from the top layer adds a pressure of rho 1 GH1. Then we're going to move through the second layer, which is going to add some more pressure, which is going to be rho 2 GH2. So the total pressure at the bottom of this container is P2 is equal to atmospheric pressure plus rho 1 GH1 plus rho 2 GH2. So our strategy here is to add pressure contributions layer by layer as you go down. A U-tube contains 2 immiscible fluids with densities rho 1 and rho 2. Heights of the fluids are H1 and H2. Find the relationship between rho 1, rho 2, H1, and H2. Solve for variable H1. Let's start with the big idea here. So the big idea is that at the same horizontal level, the pressure must be equal. So the bottom of both fluids has the same pressure. Let's start with the pressure of fluid 1. So at the bottom of fluid 1, the pressure is equal to the atmospheric pressure plus rho 1 GH1. At the bottom of fluid 2, the pressure is equal to atmospheric pressure plus rho 2 GH2. Since PL is equal to PR, we can state that the atmospheric pressure plus rho 1 GH1 is equal to atmospheric pressure plus rho 2 GH2. Notice that the atmospheric pressures cancel out and we get rho 1 GH1 is equal to rho 2 GH2. Notice that the g's cancel out, and that gives us rho 1 H1 is equal to rho 2 times H2. To solve for H1, we can divide rho 1 on both sides, and we get H1 is equal to rho 2 times H2 divided by rho 1. This problem reminds us that at the same depth, we have the same pressure. A vertical rectangular wall of height h and width w is submerged in a fluid of density rho, with the top at the surface of the water. Find an expression for the total force on the wall. To calculate the total force, we're going to need to know the average pressure as well as the area of the wall. To find the average pressure, we're going to need to know the pressure at the top of the fluid and the pressure at the bottom of the fluid. We're going to be using the gauge pressure. The reason we're not using the absolute pressure is because the atmospheric pressure from above the fluid and the atmospheric pressure from outside of the wall will cancel out. So what matters here is the gauge pressure. And the gauge pressure is what is above or below the atmospheric pressure. So at the surface of the fluid or at the top of the fluid, the gauge pressure is equal to 0. As we move to the bottom of the fluid, at the bottom of the fluid, the gauge pressure is rho GH. Because pressure varies linearly with depth, the average pressure is equal to the pressure at the top plus the pressure at the bottom divided by 2. So we get that the average pressure is equal to 0 plus rho GH divided by 2, which is 1 over 2 rho GH. Next, we need to find the area of the wall, which is the width of the wall times the height of the wall. Then we'll use the pressure equation, which is pressure is equal to force divided by the area. Because the pressure is not uniform, the force divided by area will give us the average pressure. To find the total force, we multiplied the average pressure times the area. When we substitute the average pressure in the area, we get that the total force is equal to 1 over 2 rho GH times the width times the height. And finally, we get that the total force is equal to 1 over 2 rho G times the width times the height squared. If you found this video helpful, check out my next video for more fluid problems.